Hey guys, what's up? It's 2-Bit Jesus, and you guys have not seen me in forever. And yeah, I've been MIA for quite a long time, and this review right here is going to be quite unorthodox. I said quite a bit. So, yeah, this review originally was supposed to come out in September of 2024. And it was supposed to be the final review for 2-Bit Jesus. He had reached the end of his term, his 8-year term, as chief chronicler of all digital entertainment of the MFers. And this was going to end the series how it began, reviewing with his kiddos. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean I would have quit doing reviews completely, but this was kind of my little send-off and not doing reviews all the time or being a main, focus of the channel. That was my idea before all the things that happened, which, again, I'll do a video at some point in the future, maybe explaining all of that. So I lost all of the footage. My hard drive was corrupted, so I don't have any of that. Luckily, the only thing that remains is the audio that me and my kiddos recorded, kind of discussing our thoughts on the game. So like I said, this is going to be a weird review. It's not going to be exactly how my format has been before, but it's just me trying to finish this review that I wanted to put out there for you guys. So without further ado, let's jump into this review. Gameplay, and in particular, the controls. I thought the controls were solid to some extent, but they do the old school beat 'em up style, so you're kind of sluggish. Your character moves around sluggishly, and that is the Double Dragon style, so it is in keeping with the style of that genre, but it is kind of, for me personally, I feel like I'm walking around as a tank and I can easily be exposed to attacks. So what are you think, Indigo?
The controls, they're like, they aren't necessarily complicated, they're just like set up weird into like a way where you could easily forget it if you just like play one other game. They're okay. I like more, I would love more like quick controls, but that's about it.
Yodi?
I mean, I feel pretty regular about it.
So it's just an okay control.
Like, it's not like super good, but it's not like bad.
It's mediocre.
Yeah,
I don't like the controls.
So
I'm fine with them.
yeah,
With it.
again, I would say stiff. Gameplay, I have a blast playing this game. You got very basic, it's a beat 'em up, it's just very basic moves, jumping, kicking, an evasion button to evade being attacked. You have your special attack, which is tied to your meter. Thank God that they didn't go with the old style of beat 'em ups where when you use your special attack it uses your health too.
Yeah.
So that's I'm glad that they didn't add that in this game. But yeah, like I said, the special attacks, which you can get new special attacks by picking up like 1980 style cassette tapes, and you can also upgrade those special attacks at shops and at like I think there's like a blacksmith dude later on in the game who'll upgrade them. Mm-hmm. And when you upgrade that, your character gets stronger, your attacks get stronger, and it makes the game easier to beat, and it gives you some replayability. But honestly, once you beat the game once, you don't really feel like replaying it. How do you feel about the gameplay, Indigo?
It's okay. It's like most beat 'em ups. It just has like that twist of theme. The weird bee thing was funny.
Oh yeah, the bee that like is
Yeah.
going, "I love you," and drops like health. That's like a good cheat character at the end of the game that we
One of my
used.
favorites.
Yeah, that we used very liberally.
I like the special attacks. Sometimes. With the Dragon Swarm one, which I think is only in Dragon mode. It just doesn't work in any of the levels until like the big boss comes around.
I think that the high 5 feature is pretty convenient. Like, when you're at low health, but your friend has some health, you can always use it. The Oh, the balls and cans are also nice for when you're both at low health, so it won't be able to get health to high five.
It's a lot of like soda in this game. Older beat 'em ups, it was like chicken sitting on the ground, but yeah, in this game it's like soda, big cans or little cans of soda, big bottles of soda.
Also, with the weapons, I like them. They give you a pretty nice boost with your attacks, except they break a little quickly, and they also like will immediately drop out of your hand when you get hit.
Yeah.
Honestly, I don't like using weapons. I feel like they make combat slower, and by just doing combos, I think I could probably do more damage than I could with a weapon.
Yeah.
That's preference of play. The weapons are a bit diverse too. I'm not going to mention all of them, but the bat is a nice, nice one. And I actually like the whip because you can get distance between you and the person that's fighting you.
If I see a whip, that's a weapon
You can kind of, and if you're getting surrounded, you can kind of clear the area around you. So I agree with you, Odie. The weapons are pretty nice. The high five feature, being able to share health, is really nice, especially if you can't find health.
Yeah,
I think that they added more multiplayer options, like things that you could have to make multiplayer easier, because a lot of games usually make it super hard and add nothing to make it easier when you play multiplayer. But it's nice to have finally something that grants a purpose when playing multiplayer.
And to go back to the replayability, you also pick up money throughout the game and collectibles, and there's when you defeat a boss, which we'll get to the bosses and the enemies here in a second, but when you defeat a boss, they'll drop these like rock things, diamond rock things that you pick up, and you can also use to level up your powers and abilities. It adds a lot of replayability because you want to go back and replay those levels, get more money, get more of those things to get more powerful, which is great if you fall in love with this game and you want to replay this game. But like I said, it's kind of a one and done game. Once you beat the game, for me personally, there's not a whole lot left out there. But going to the bosses and the enemies, it's your basic beat 'em up. You have various types of enemies. You have your regular street thug, and of course you always have your lady and revealing clothing with a whip. That seems to always have to be in those games. You always got your big muscular tank guy, and then the bosses are pretty unique too. I don't want to spoil all of them. Of course, the main enemy, Skullmageddon, he's a pretty tough boss, especially at the end.
And he's into chicks.
And he's into chicks. And then there's later on in the game, there's you fight Bimmy and Jimmy, which are clones of the two main characters, and which is a little nice nod that they did to the horrible translation of the old Double Dragon games. I can't remember if it was 2 or 3. The translation was bad, and it's supposed to be Billy and Jimmy, but they named them Bimmy and Jimmy in one of those translations. So very memorable battle. Oh, there's also a big like plant monster thing, like Little Shop of Horrors in the game as well. But Indigo, what did you think of the enemies and the bosses?
Skullmageddon, from what I remember, he was a pretty fun boss fight. A stressful one, yes, but pretty memorable. But most of the other characters and bosses feel kind of hazy next to such a unique and personalized character.
Yeah, and they reuse a lot of assets too. So you'll face a lot of the same guys, but different colors and stuff.
Yeah.
Which is...
And the last thing I won't really count as a boss fight, but if you play multiplayer, you get to fight against your whoever you're playing multiplayer with to get the girl character in the game.
Yeah, which is the old which is the old Double Dragon. That's what you did in the old Double Dragon. Was you got to the end, you both had to fight each other, because this game's kind of doing its own thing, but at the same time, it's remixing or retelling the original story. But yeah, you were gonna say, Odie?
Like any other beat 'em up, usually there's like those same base models that they like do slight edits to, like you guys were talking about earlier. I like that, but in some games I wish there's a little more variety in characters.
Yeah, And I guess they're trying to go for that old style, but the reason the old style is that way is because old video game consoles could only put so many characters on the screen and could only fit so many characters inside the cartridge. So a lot of times they would recycle and just palette swap characters because that's what they had. You know, they didn't have the ability to make all kinds of different characters. So yeah, level design, guys. It's pretty basic. You go from the left side of the screen to the right. You can move up and down on the screen. It's, I guess, 2.5D, so it's like on a 2D plane, but it's kind of 3D-ish. And I think it's okay. It's serviceable. Nothing to write home about, really. Also nothing to really downplay. Saffron, what do you think of the level design?
I like the little, like, colorful neon signs, you know. It's like that same basic left to right thing as you said. I also like how you actually like can go like up and down the ladders in the game. And like explore or just a tiny bit on areas that don't have the enemies.
Yeah. So a little bit of exploring in the game too.
One of the things I love is that in one level, there's some screens in the background that you can break as a joke. Skullmageddon gets mad at you.
Yeah,
like
those screens cost money.
I love that part.
It's pretty good. It reminds me of some old Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle beat 'em ups. One thing I don't like though, the perspective. I can never tell if something is in the front area or in the back area. It's all just kind of mixed together, and it's hard to find anything because they didn't put any shadows in or anything, unless it's with like neon lighting.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's a strike against it. So, putting it all together, what do you think we get here? I'll tell you, with me, putting all the gameplay together, it's not something that really wowed me, but it's a really solid outing. I'm going to give it 2 bits. Indigo, how much would you give it?
I would give it also 2 bits. It's pretty good.
I think I'd go 2 bits or like 2.5.
2.5? Okay, so I guess we can all agree.
Yeah.
We'll go ahead and do that. So 2.5 bits. So go ahead and say it. 2.5 bits. 2.5
bits out of 4.
On to the sound. All right, sound is excellent. I love this whole game has a 1980s feel to it, and it definitely puts that in the music, in the tracks. And while I can't really tell you any of the tracks offhand, like remember the melody, by just my memory. Well, except for the Double Dragon theme. The main Double Dragon theme is awesome. It is really bumping in this game. But then all the other tracks complement it, and it fits with the game. And the voice acting is great. It is very campy. It is very funny, especially Skullmageddon. He deserves an Oscar for his performance in this game. He really... Every scene he's in, the line delivery that this voice actor gave, he's just giving it his all and just giving us the best performance. And I think everyone else did a really great job, too. Voice acting is grade A. The soundtracks are solid. Indigo, what do you think?
Skullmageddon sounds like what Papyrus would sound like from Undertale, and honestly, I love that. It gives very funny and amazing vibes. I can't say much for the other characters, because while they're still good, they remind me of the usual beat-em-up voice lines and how it would work, but the jokes are pretty funny. Like, they're pretty unique for the game, and honestly, pretty good.
I love the music in this game, and the voice acting is pretty nice too. Again, as we've all said, I love Skullmageddon. I love all the jokes he made, every time he appears in any level, well, it is hilarious. And so is that little bee thing. How it keeps on saying.
Oh yeah, the bee. I love you, Billy. Yeah.
Second romance.
Yeah, the second romance. Also, Skullmageddon reminds me a lot. You said he reminds you of that one Undertale character. He reminds me a lot, and this might be going with the 1980s theme here, is Skeletor from He-Man and the Masters of the Universe. So yeah, I would have to definitely give sound a solid 3 bits. What do you think, Odie?
Like 3.5 bits.
3.5 bits, Indigo?
3.
3?
Yeah, it's like good with like a skeleton.
It's
Skullmageddon.
Skullmageddon.
With Skullmageddon and all. The others are okay, so yeah, 3.
Alright, so
3 bits out of 4.
I think this game looks pretty good. Now, if I compare it to other games in that era, it isn't exactly the best out of them, but it's still a good-looking game, and it hits that 1980s look like on point. It's very neon, hence the name. But it's a very colorful, beautiful game. I think some of the characters look a little disproportioned, a little weird. But again, it's cartoony, and I think it goes with it. So I think this is a darn good-looking game. What do you think, Odessa?
I'm honestly glad with all the neon stuff, because what makes like game graphics good to me is color. I love games that just have a good amount of color in it, like Slime Rancher. That's really colorful.
Yeah. You, Indigo?
I think it had like an even amount of like dark colors and light colors. In certain levels it might be like a bit too bright where they make the lighting a bit weird, especially with the moments where like you're shadowed out. I don't know how to describe that.
Yeah, we should have mentioned that in the gameplay. That's a really confusing area, and it's just really
it's awkward because they make the background too bright and the shadows too dark.
Yeah, and you easily can lose your character. It's a weird spot that definitely detracts from the overall presentation. And I would even say go back to the gameplay, but I don't think it changes the gameplay score that we gave it, even with that factored in.
I actually forgot to mention that kind of stuff earlier, but yeah, when I played, I kept on losing my character, and I thought multiple of the enemies were my character, so I was walking around mindlessly trying to hit myself.
Yeah, there's not a lot. That's a good point, especially on the graphical presentation, Saffron, that a lot of the characters kind of look similar, and the colors are similar too, so you can lose where your guy is. Yeah, you can get confused. That is a problem with old school beat 'em ups. I've noticed sometimes is you'll lose your character sometimes on the screen. I thought it was just because I was getting old, and I couldn't see as good. All right, moving on to the plot. It follows the original Double Dragon plot, well, with some twists, because we basically got our heroes and Marion just hanging out at the area they hang out in. Actually, the brothers are in the garage with the door closed, and Marion is, I guess, outside waiting for them. But she, just like the classic Double Dragon game, gets punched and taken away. And then, they come out, and then they mention something like, "Oh, not again!" So it's weird. It's like a retelling of the story, but at the same time, it's like acknowledging everything that happened before in the, I guess, universe of Double Dragon.
Just awkwardly picks up a girl.
Awkwardly picks up the girl, yeah.
And runs away. That's how you get a girl.
Yeah.
Not even runs, just like casually walks. Like, hey, Bertica, just carrying somebody around.
Yeah, and the cops aren't doing anything. But luckily we got Billy and Jimmy, our two main protagonists, brothers, who are getting ready to take down this gang and get Marion back. And I can't exactly remember the name of the game. Is it like the Shadow Gang or something like that? Shadow Dragon Gang? Or I really can't remember.
Dragon is a setting for when you don't use it. Anyways.
but they are run by the hilarious and doofiest boss ever, Skullmageddon. Again, he stole the whole game. It's just like, they might as well have been renamed Skullmageddon. So, because it is based around him. And Indigo, what is his motivation? Why is he stealing Marion away?
I don't remember. I think you just wanted a girlfriend.
Yeah, that's basically it. He just wanted a girlfriend.
That
Oh my god.
And then,
Skullmageddon. That's not how you get a girlfriend.
Go
No.
on a date, not kidnap.
Yeah. Have you ever watched any show or read any books?
so our heroes have to battle through the streets, and then they even go into I think it's pagoda, like the tall Japanese thing.
Yeah.
And then that like goes to space, and then you crash back down and fight through a bunch of other. There's a lot of locations that you go through, which, to mention back at the presentation, you get to go through a lot of diverse locations, and they give you a variety in areas to explore. And you, even as we mentioned earlier, you get to fight your evil clones, Bimmy and Jimmy. And you get to the end of the game, and it is revealed that Marion has been turned evil. And so you have to fight Skullmageddon again, and then Marion's sitting over there healing him up. And
And punching you.
and then you have to,
Those are the hardest kinds of enemies. The healers.
yeah.
Like, the big tanks are, like, protecting the healers. And whenever the big tanks get hurt, they literally just bam, bam, boom, boom, back to full health.
Yeah, and then of course you save her from Skullmageddon. He jumps into another dimension. You have to go fight him, and then with the power of love, you're allowed to go into that other dimension, and you turn into these badass 1980s like metal robot machine things. You defeat Skullmageddon. He's defeated, and before he falls to his doom, he sings an entire song about the entire plot. It's perfect. It's great. And of course, Marion at the end punches him in the back as he's falling down and sends him off somewhere else to oblivion, I guess.
Until they want to bring him back for another story.
Yeah, as a shop owner in River City Girls, I think too. So,
Wait, what?
Yeah.
Oh no!
no.
Oh wait, yeah, I've seen that.
I love that.
I can't remember. If
Yeah,
it was
because in River City Girls 1, Billy and Jimmy from Double Dragon Neon are in the shop. And then, of course, like in Double Dragon, the two brothers have to fight each other to decide who gets Marion.
That doesn't seem ethical.
Yes.
Maybe.
Even though, like, at the beginning of the game, when you come in as player 2, it's just him going, "I'm here to help you, bro!" And it's just like, so it should be just Billy that gets the girl. Anyway, you wanted to say something, Indigo?
I'll let you finish.
While it's good that they provide multiple locations, most of them feel like they're either from other games or that they don't really fit with the plot. Well, I do recommend add as many locations as you need and add some stuff and have many locations so people could be like, wow, there's so many places I could go. Really cool, amazing. Most of them feel slightly off-putting and not really fit in with the story.
Yeah.
They feel awkward.
I think they just wanted to. There's some parts of the game where you can clearly tell that they went zany, especially with the second love interest, as you call it, Indigo, the bumblebee that gives you health and says that they love you. Which I think you can attack, but I never attacked it because it was giving me free soda that kept our health up. Because
I
we were.
accidentally punched it twice.
Honestly, I would purposely lose the battle at the end when you're fighting between Marion to hook up with that bee.
Why would you hook up with the bee?
Because I want my free soda.
So, what did you guys think?
Or Skullmageddon.
What did you guys think of the story overall?
It's okay. It's like most beat 'em ups. Like it's a good story. It has unique stuff. Otherwise it feels like any other one.
Yeah, it's pretty nice.
So I think all of it combined, very colorful, beautiful game.
Somewhat glitchy.
Somewhat glitchy, yeah, in some places. some disproportionate characters, lots of laughs throughout the game. The game isn't like taking itself super serious. There's a lot of funny moments and lots of laughs to be had. The story, which isn't Shakespeare and isn't anything that's going to like win any, I guess you could say, big awards for like the greatest story ever told, but is a decent story. It's, you know, like you were saying, basic. For me, it comes together. I would give presentation 2.5 bits out of 4.
I'm just gonna give it a 2.
Yeah, like 2.5 bits out of 4.
Alright, so 2.5 bits out of 4. Alright, little bonus track here at the end, because we're going to get my final verdict on the game here in a second. But Indigo, what is your final verdict? Would you recommend people get this game, or would you recommend them to pass on this game?
It really depends on what you're looking for. Like, if you like more fast-paced games or games that have a bit more seriousness to them, I would pass on it. That's what I mostly look for, but it was still a good game overall. If you just want to collect it, if you want to stay loyal to the franchise or whatever, like if you like funny games, non-serious games, games that last longer, yeah, I'd recommend get it.
Odessa, what is your final verdict on Double Dragon Neon?
If you're looking for some funny game, and not like something like crazy award-winning, serious, is really unique game, then I set A to find something else, but I personally would probably recommend it to a friend.
And now, time for my final verdict, and I concur with the kiddos. I highly recommend this game for the casual and hardcore collector of the Xbox 360. It's also backwards compatible, so you can get it on your Xbox One/1X/Xbox Series S/Xbox Series X. It's only $9.99, so it's very cheap, and it's going to be a fun little budget title, especially if you like beat-em-ups and you love Double Dragon. You're going to love this title. I highly recommend it, especially for that price point. Anyway, again, guys, sorry it took me forever to release this. This is technically the 8th anniversary review. So this was supposed to come out, you know, back in 24, but I guess better late than never. It's like a year late. You know, I was sitting there thinking it was like for, you know, late, way late, but I'll do a video at another juncture to explain the backstory. I'm not going to promise I'm going to be pumping out a lot of content, but I just wanted to complete this review because I felt like I owed it to myself and to you guys, even though I don't know if you guys knew I was working on this. Can't remember. It's been forever. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Thanks to the kiddos for helping me finish this last review. I love you kiddos very much, and you guys make me very proud. Anyway, guys, stay safe and play on.